So I've been going sort of back and forth and in circles on this, just because if I look back at the last 4 years, there is a plethora of just fantastic Stern memories, and you've given me 2 to 3 minutes to talk about one of them, and I've already spent about 15 seconds just going on about how many Stern memories that I've had. So I'm not really doing myself any favors on the time limit front. But I think that one memory I want to underscore is my very first Stern Accounting Society meeting. Because that was my first foray, like wholesale, or at least the beginning of my first foray wholesale into the club scene, as it were, at Stern. Because prior to that, being a commuting student from Staten Island, whose matriculation began, in the wake of COVID, my priorities for the first 2 years, I would say, of my time were to get to class safely, get home safely, and not run into any trouble along the way, both the troubles that commuters face, and then also the troubles that everyone faced during the coronavirus. Basically just trying to stay healthy. So extracurriculars wasn't really one of those things I gave a lot of thought to back then, just because of partially safety concerns, and also just the distance between where I lived and campus. But then my junior year, I went to my very first Stern Accounting Society meeting, and being in a room of such, camaraderie and community enthusiasm over a topic that, some of us knew a good deal about, but all of us were learning about in our own measures. Um, and learning about it in a way where the pressures of having to know the ins and outs of something were really like lifted for a solid hour and 15 minutes, that meant the world to me. And seeing so many like underclassmen as well being able to take part in something like that, it really went to show that there are not as many barriers to some of the most fun and exciting features at Stern, as one might have thought, as I might have thought, during my own freshman and sophomore years. And that was one of those things that I took with me, en route to eventually becoming the vice president of the Stern Accounting Society, which I am serving as currently. Um, and part of my mission statements, as the VP, is to make accounting accessible for those students in the years to come after me, and also to kind of let them know that there is a place here for them at Stern, no matter what their background is, no matter where they're traveling from, whether they live on campus, off campus, whether they're concentrating in accounting or in marketing or in actuarial science or in finance, or any other amount of studies. Just being able to go from the person for whom the doors were opened, um, last year in the spring. It's actually just past the 1 year anniversary of that, to now being the one who gets to hold open that door for somebody else and for their friends and for so many others to come after them. It is a full circle moment, and if I had to pick one solid favorite memory of Stern, it would have to be that one for that reason.